And suddenly there's the dark ages, and it's as if the whole world didn't exist before. And we have to reinvent the wheel. And we have pyramids, not just in Egypt, mind you. You have pyramids in China, in Japan, in Mexico, in Chile. You have pyramids, and we have the ability to create with all our machines that precision today. We don't have it. And we don't talk about it. You know why? Because it makes us feel uncomfortable. Because we need to feel that we're in control. Because if we feel we're in control, we could seduce the public into selling us their freedom. Because we're affording them stability and control, we have a deal. We give you stability and control, you give us your freedom. Back to feudal times, and it has not changed. They don't want people thinking. They don't want people knowing. They don't want people embracing their freedom. Because if you embrace your freedom, then you're an unpredictable variable. And we cannot predict you, and we can't make money off you in the way we used to. We can't leverage you. God forbid, if you had freedom, then we'd have to make money by working together and co-creating. That'll never work. That'll never work. What are you going to tell me? You're going to develop... You're gonna solve poverty in the world? You're gonna develop health care for everyone through preventative health care? Not wait until the disaster is around and then have to always do your intercessionist shock and awe methods of replacing arms and legs, but sustaining. Don't you realize the countries are going to wake up and discover the economies are healthier if people are productive and healthy? And they're going to invest in people being sustained. In problems not becoming a problem. And not to worry, you'll always have a space in society. There'll always be a need for the elderly. But there are companies that want people to be sick. Because that's how they make their money. They're not bad people, they just belong to the corporation that doesn't have a mind of its own. Its just job is to constantly create new growth. It constantly has to be in a state of growth. It's like a schizophrenic. It has no long-term memory and no short-term memory. And they're enslaved to that system. So they leverage on the interest of the public in order to help sustain that rubric. But clearly, everyone's going to realize that it's folly. It's complete folly. And that individuals and societies are going to be much more productive if people are healthy. And then health is not an issue anymore. Because we're investing in sustainability and balance. And we're not serving Jell-O and cola to our children before mathematics and wondering why they can't focus in class and they're hyperactive. And we brand them as ADD. Not, why is so much ADD today? Suddenly there's so much ADD in our society. It just must have not been studied years ago. ADHD. I'll tell you, I have a little boy, and if I put a can of pop in him, he's bouncing off the walls. Right? And it's just been leveraged for maximum profit, and it's time for people to reclaim their freedom and say, this is mine, and I'm not manipulated, and I'm living in balance. And then the market will speak for itself. They react to what people's buying purchases. And the baby boomers are going to help because they lived already, and they don't need this anymore. And that's it. And then the system slowly corrects itself, and people grow. It's not a revolution, it's just an adjustment. Tier by tier, each facade of Maslow's hierarchy of needs is stripped away. First security, then you don't have shelter, right? And then esteem. And so individuals are going to be put on warp speed into self-actualization to the degree that they don't enter into that mode of self-actualization before the rug is pulled out. The rug is pulled out under them because of their resonance. So, because they have enough information now to be critical of themselves. So to the degree that they begin to self-actualize is the degree that they don't need to go through the Olympics that they're going through, the obstacles. They don't need it if they just fast track. It's called an upgrade. You know, it's Windows 2.0, and it's time for an upgrade.